Sandpoint is one of the most hip and beautiful communities in Idaho. Located on the shores of Lake Pend Oreille, Sandpoint has a great public beach, sidewalk cafes, craft beer, an annual music festival, and many outdoor recreation amenities nearby. But one thing was missing, a community forest close to town that everyone could enjoy. That all changed when the Kinixu Land Trust raised $2.1 million to purchase 160 acres of land atop a forested knoll literally minutes from downtown Sandpoint.
In 2012, we made the decision to start focusing on community conservation.
Pine Street Woods opened to great fanfare in fall 2019. Now the Sandpoint community has a new outdoor space for walking, biking, cross-country skiing, connecting with nature, and learning about sustainable land management.
We were passionate about this idea of having a piece of nature close in for our entire community to come out and explore and play, recreate, and learn.
I already can't imagine Sandpoint without Pine Street Woods.
More than 7 miles of new trails are being built at Pine Street Woods, adjacent to over 12 miles of existing trails in the adjacent Sherwood Forest. Gentle mountain slopes create an ideal place for all abilities to enjoy the trails.
There's a high fun factor for these trails, and that's our goal. You know, we designed these trails, we looked at them so critically just so that everybody can have fun. Whether you're a 7-year-old on a Strider or you're a professional mountain biker. I mean, I see when people come off the trail, I see the 7-year-olds hooting and hollering just as much as the older guys on the mountain bikes. It's great.
Pine Street Woods also provides a fun place close to home for people to go snowshoeing, fat tire biking, and Nordic skiing on 4 miles of groomed trails in the winter.
This is my first time here, but I thought it'd be a fun family activity, and it's really gorgeous here and beautiful.
It's been nearly a decade since Kinixu Land Trust officials first learned about an opportunity to acquire the land. The Wise family had been raising cattle and managing the forest for some 50 years.
We went in and had conversations with that family about this, about purchasing the property from them in order to open it up to our entire community.
The family was intrigued. KLT would need to raise $2.1 million to acquire the property.
They, in a way, held it for us, knowing that this would take us a little while. This would take us a few years in order to get the funding to purchase this property.
It's amazing to me that I first heard about this project in 2017. And I was thinking, you know, I knew that they had to raise $2.1 million just to get the land, and they only had a very limited time window to achieve this goal, less than 3 years. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, wow, good luck.
It was a big challenge.
We had never done a significant campaign, and $2.1 million was a lot to raise. And we had significant help at the very beginning in order to get the campaign going from a variety of funders. And that really gave us the courage to continue on and know that we could reach the end.
KLT secured large gifts from the Lure Foundation and Equinox Foundation to start with. Then they landed a Community Forest Program grant from the U.S. Forest Service and a grant from the Recreation Trails Program managed by the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation. And then local businesses like Idaho Forest Group and 270 individual donors stepped up to put KLT across the finish line.
Probably to some of us it appeared like a miracle. We can do this. I knew our community could do this. Our community is amazing. When you give it a goal that so many people want to see happen, the energy that comes alive here is phenomenal to witness.
From the get-go, KLT wanted to engage in sustainable land management activities at Pine Street Woods.
In general, we just want to be really good stewards of this land. Our goal is to involve the public in management decisions so that we can tap into the expertise of our community members, because obviously we're not experts on be it range management or forestry management or what have you, but we have a lot of really passionate volunteers who are experts in those areas.
For example, KLT assembled a team of 6 forestry experts to craft a forest management plan for Pine Street Woods before it was open to the public.
That group of people drafted a really solid and innovative forest management plan that's guided by principles of prioritizing forest health and wildlife habitat and fire mitigation.
Overall, it's a healthy forest with great diversity.
I was amazed when I come up here. You find a cedar and grand fir, north side, wet, shady site. There's a rocky pine site. There's some mixed Douglas fir, larch. There's young trees, old trees, a meadow area. It's difficult to find that much on one chunk of property like this and just minutes from town. So it was actually quite enjoyable for me to put that plan together.
As an actively managed forest, Pine Street Woods joins the American Tree Farm system. The forest also provides learning opportunities for local students. As just one example, a portable sawmill has recently been purchased to demonstrate how lumber is made.
Seeing that full conversion of natural resource from sustainably managed forests and the educational opportunities with that, and then to see the 2x4 or 2x8 or whatever come out at the end is just perfect for us. So.
Part of the education would be the actual management of the stand. People would be able to see firsthand as we deal with bugs, disease, rot, growth, thinning, whatever forest health issues.
We will definitely be engaging with the forestry class at Sandpoint High School. In fact, we had great plans to work with them this spring before the school shut down. But there's a lot of interest in engaging that group in carrying out some of the forest management activities and also using Pine Street Woods as a training site for the state forestry contest, which actually serves as the final exam for the forestry class at our local high school, so they take it very seriously.
As for managing a large meadow in the center of Pine Street Woods, KLT has brought in goats, yaks, llamas, and sheep to discourage invasive weeds.
Let me show you what we're working on here. This is hawkweed. This is yellow hawkweed, invasive yellow hawkweed. There's also a native hawkweed, but this one is not the native species. See, it also comes in orange. There's an orange one back here. And then this daisy here is actually a non-native. This is oxeye daisy, which is another species of concern because all three of these just spread. They reproduce very vigorously and spread and outcompete our native grasses and flowers. So this is what we're trying to address with our grazers here.
The grazing animals were self-selecting the invasive weeds while being moved each day with solar hot wire fencing.
They love munching on these flowers.
KLT has a robust in-school education program as well as a growing summer day camp program called Camp Canucksu, where kids learn about nature.
Having Pine Street Woods for Camp Canucksu and for our education program with our schools, it's really important in order to bring a love of nature to children and to adults, that you needed to bring them out in nature. And you needed to give them that opportunity to spend time out here. And once they spend time in nature, then they want to take care of it.
It's clear that Pine Street Woods will be a huge asset for the Sandpoint community for many years to come.
It'll be about all those stories that we carry from the time when we're children and we're participating in Camp Canucksu, all the way up to adults, you know, riding bicycles, skiing through the snowy field. These will be the stories that we tell and share throughout our lives. I don't think when we look back in 100 years that Sandpoint would be the same without having this, without having Pine Street Woods.
I've been so pleased by the attention that it's received and the number of people that are discovering it, and just amazed by the experiences they're having. Every time I'm up here, which is almost daily, I encounter somebody who's here for the first time who says, wow, this is incredible, what a gift, you know, thank you. How wonderful to be able to spend time in a place like this so close to town.